If you haven't heard of Genshin Impact, it's a free-to-play online fantasy RPG that's taken over the internet and absolutely shattered the expectations of mobile and gacha games that come after. From the day Genshin Impact was released, I was hopelessly addicted. Until recently, I was a full-time competitive Pokemon creator for 2 years, playing Genshin in my free time just as a hobby. But I fell out of love with competitive Pokemon. I eventually had enough and needed to move on. But what I haven't fallen out of love with, however, is Genshin. These are the top 5 things I love about Genshin Impact. In a gacha-based game like Genshin Impact, you don't always get to choose what character you get. Maybe you save up enough gems and score your favorite character, or by fate, you just become a little bonded to a character you didn't even ask for or want. Whatever character you get though, with enough thought and time, you can make them an overpowered monster. Maybe they won't be hitting those 1 million damage burst numbers like you see in these Genshin Impact thumbnails on YouTube, but you can easily 9-star floor 12 of the Abyss, pretty much the hardest content in the game, with a team centered around your favorite character. Let's take Xinyan for example. Xinyan is regarded as one of the worst characters in the game, due to her scaling with both attack and defense, making you have to choose one or the other or be mediocre at both. But at full investment, she can become an absolute swirling death machine, dealing insane physical damage in a large AoE and just destroying dudes in the Abyss. Being able to take your favorite character to new heights is such a rewarding and euphoric experience that Genshin Impact offers. Even myself, while I'm not a whale, but also not free to play, I saved up gems for 4 months until I saw a 5-star character that I wanted to try and C6, and it was Kokomi. Genshin Impact fans will tell you that Kokomi is the worst 5-star DPS in the game, hands down. But I didn't let that bother me, and I even took it as a challenge to make my fish princess shine, you know? Triple crowns, some 5-star weapon luck, and 20 fragile resin later of artifacts. She's become an absolute monster on my account, and honestly, I have no regrets. She's fun to play, her fish aesthetic is right up my alley, and I get to rub it in the face of people who say she sucks when I destroy the whole game with her. And now, I've got one of the most badass Kokomis the world's ever seen. Rolling off of making your favorite character shine in combat is, well, the combat itself. No matter what you play Genshin for, the one driving engine that will be involved with every part of the game, from story to daily commissions, is the combat. This won't be a complex breakdown of Genshin's combat system, but just a short highlights of the greatest and most fun parts about it. With 6 elements currently playable, and each one interacting with each other in a different way, it feels like the possibilities are endless. Or it can feel overwhelming to have to know everything and make sure you're doing everything right and optimally. But with Genshin, you don't have to know everything, or do everything right. I can compare Genshin to a simple game like Hearthstone, where at the surface, it's quite basic and easy to understand. I hit stuff, their HP goes down, big numbers appear on the screen, and it gives me a small dopamine hit. But underneath that, if you want to dig deeper, lies a very complex balancing act of correct elemental reactions, artifacts, weapons, team synergies, crit to crit damage ratios. You get the point. You can make the game as complex as you want, or you can make it as simple as you want. Everyday aspects of the combat have little secrets to uncover too, like finding out if an enemy has a certain specific weak point, or causing the right elemental reactions to drop an enemy's defenses. The puzzle pieces start coming together, the elemental reactions start firing off, and the HP numbers start dropping. Or you can become so OP that you don't really care too much about that mumbo jumbo. But either way, at the end of the day, it just feels so fun and engaging every time you boot up. Look, I'll keep this one short, alright? I know the anime aesthetic doesn't hit close to home for everybody, but if you just like good games and can't get past the anime looks, you're missing out on a great game in Genshin. But for me, on the other hand, I'm a big anime fan. I've always loved the anime aesthetic, and Genshin nails it perfectly. Genshin isn't just a cookie-cutter anime style either. The game has its own unique tone and art style, from the NPCs to the main characters you play as. You can just tell what is and isn't a Genshin character, and I like that. They really know how to make beautiful characters too. I mean, just look at Ganyu. She's the GOAT. And Eula, slay girl, vengeance will be yours, I know it. And Beidou though? Aye, Captain, I am reporting for boot. Most of us already know Genshin is a vast open world game, which, don't get me wrong, it is beautiful and seemingly endless, but I want to focus on a less raved about aspect of the world. One of my favorite parts about the Genshin map is the cultural cohesion of Teyvat's countries and the architecture that comes along with it. I've always kind of been an architecture nerd, admiring the craftsmanship of buildings and noticing the cultural differences in my travels. As of right now, Genshin has 3 different explorable countries: Mondstadt, Liyue, and Inazuma. Mondstadt, the City of Freedom, meaning Moon City in German, has half-timbered German-inspired buildings, along with the wooden post mills, stone castles, and stained glass churches, all timepieces of the medieval Northern European motif. Mondstadt worships the Anemo Archon Barbados, which in layman's terms is the wind god. Even their nation's element of wind corresponds well with the citizens' values and virtues of freedom and their let the wind lead lifestyle. Liyue and Inazuma have the same deep, complex thought given into their creation, but we'd be here all day if I were to analyze all 3. Through the main story, the side quests, and the backstories of all the playable characters, each nation really seems to come alive and set themselves apart from the rest. Whether it be their morals, their lifestyle, or even just the architecture of the cities they live in, that really nice touch of detail in Genshin's world building makes it that much easier to become absorbed in the world and, related to the characters. To me, Genshin has become a part of my daily routine. Just a few minutes or a few hours, depending on the time that I can allot to play. This is what gacha games want from you though. They want you to have their game enter your daily routine so that you feel more attached. But for me, that's okay. Genshin has provided me with a great hobby to escape the day-to-day struggles I was having in my previous job. The beautiful scenery and the characters invite me in every time I boot up the game. Figuring out how I'm going to spend my resin today and which characters I'm going to level up gives me that small feeling of progression day to day. Even something usually stressful or taxing like combat feels relaxing to me when I'm playing. During daily commissions or exploring the world, the combat is honestly not very challenging, which may be a gripe or a complaint to some in the community, but I think Genshin has kind of found this perfect balance of necessary daily combat feeling fun and engaging, yet easy and stress-free. You can turn up the difficulty in Genshin when you want by heading to the Spiral Abyss or turning on the max difficulty of whatever the latest event is, or you can just not. And having that choice is nice. With the combination of everything I've said above, the music, the scenery, you name it, Genshin is such a great catalyst of fun and relaxation whenever I need it. I know I spoke very highly of Genshin in this video, but Genshin is not without its faults. As with every game, there are still tons of problems in Genshin that me and the rest of the community have been asking for days, months, and almost even a year since the game came out. Maybe we could do that in another video? If you guys like this video, please drop a like and comment down below what your favorite things about Genshin are too. I'm also streaming 5 days a week over on Twitch, playing Genshin, other games here and there. I would love it if you guys want to check me out. That's my full-time thing. And yeah, this was my top 5 favorite things I love about Genshin. And I will see you guys next time. I appreciate you guys for watching this vid. Peace.